time has finally come to visit the behind the scenes of the final season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I have been doing this Truth Behind series for over a year now, and they are some of my favourite videos to do. So far we have covered the first 2 seasons of Mighty Morphin, the first movie, the Turbo movie, Zeo, Turbo, and In Space. This behind the scenes information mostly comes from the Power Rangers Ultimate Visual History book. I've talked about this loads on this channel, but if you're into this sort of stuff, you should definitely pick up a copy for yourself. While most of the info and quotes in this video are from the stuff in the book, there is a ton of info that I leave out, just so you can enjoy it for yourselves. Anyway, today we are looking into the 3rd and final season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Let's get into it. So this is a big season for a number of reasons. Not only was it coming after the success of a Hollywood movie, but it was also the season that led on to some big changes. Changes in cast, changes in story, and in setting. So the behind the scenes must have been pretty big too, right? Well, let's see what was going on. As MMPR entered its 3rd season, Saban Entertainment and Toei Company saw an opportunity to use the hugely popular show as a way of introducing new characters and spin-off shows that they were also producing. Masked Rider. This spin-off show would follow the same hybrid approach as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, mixing American footage with scenes from a Japanese television series, this one called Kamen Rider Black RX. During the 3-part opener to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3, the Rangers travel to Edenoi, the home world of Alpha 5, to help Prince Dex. After the first attack against Dex is thwarted, the Rangers return to Earth to help Kimberly, who had to leave her sickbed to fight one of Zed's monsters. After the introductory episodes featuring Masked Rider, Season 3 fully launches when Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa are joined at the Moon Palace by Rita's brother, Rito Revolto. Rito brings his own cadre of minions, the Tengu Warriors. Essentially the same thing as the Tengu Warriors from the movie, with a vowel changed. Although the movie was inspired by the 18th season of the Japanese Sentai series, Ninja Sentai, it did not use any actual footage from that show, so the events of the Power Rangers movie are not considered canon. The first movie was actually a studio movie, Jackie Merchant explains. They wanted their own villain. I don't think they were concerned with how it was going to integrate with the show, it was more like a standalone. Now, since the events of the movie had no bearing on the television show, the footage from the Japanese show would introduce a different set of Zords than those from the 2nd season. The producers again needed to explain why the Rangers were now using different Zords. To solve this issue, a storyline was introduced in which Rito Revolto destroyed the Rangers' Thunder Zords, causing the Rangers to lose their powers. As a result, the production needed to create actual footage of the loss of the Thunder Megazord. There just wasn't enough footage to support what needed to happen, says Koichi Sakamoto, whose responsibilities this season were extended to include 2nd unit direction. Footage showing a Megazord getting destroyed just didn't exist, because usually the good guys win. In this case, they didn't, so it was necessary for us to shoot our own clash with the Megazord. So the Thunder Megazord costume was shipped over from Japan for the battle sequence, which was created with suit actors and miniatures. In a plot development somewhat similar to the movie, the Power Rangers are told to seek out Ninjor, the forger of the power coins, in order to regain their powers. Ninjor lives in the Temple of Power, located not on Phydos this time, but in the Desert of Despair. At the end of the 4-part story arc, Ninjor gives the Rangers new ninja powers and ninja Zords, based on the same animals seen in the movie. Now, while the scripts were still being written for the 3rd season, the producers learned that Amy Jo Johnson would be leaving her role as the Pink Ranger to pursue other interests. So they wrote in a new Ranger. An Australian exchange student would arrive in Angel Grove, befriend the Power Rangers, and develop a special relationship with Kimberly. The new character, Catherine, or Cat Hillard, is played by Catherine Sutherland. A native Australian, Sutherland had auditioned for the role of Dulcia in the movie but was deemed too young. When casting began for a Pink Ranger replacement, the producers remembered Sutherland's acting and dancing skills, and she got the part. As usual for Power Rangers, the timeline was tight, and she had 3 weeks to get to America with all the proper visas in place. When I first got there, the other actors were travelling to promote the movie, so I felt very isolated, she says. It was hard for the first few weeks while they were on tour and I was on my own, waiting for them to get back. When the 4 other actors returned to the premiere of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie in Los Angeles, Sutherland got a taste of what life as a Ranger would be like. I realised what rock stars these guys were, she says. Cat Hillard is under the spell of Rita Repulsa, who changes her back and forth into a white house cat. Rita then orders Cat to steal Kimberly's power coin, and when she does, the current Pink Ranger slowly loses her powers and her confidence. Feeling sympathy for Kimberly, Cat gives the coin back and confesses to the theft, breaking the spell she is under. Before Kimberly moves to Florida to train for the Pan Global Games, she gives Cat her power coin, allowing her to become the new Pink Ranger. When she took over the role, Sutherland was very aware of how popular Kimberly was with the fans. I did feel a lot of pressure replacing Amy Jo and coming on an already established and very popular show. I had big shoes to fill. She felt the producers made a smart choice by not having her character become the Pink Ranger too quickly. It took 8 episodes before it happened, a long time in the Power Rangers universe. I think waiting got people used to seeing me before the changing of the coins, and the producers did the right thing by casting someone very different from Amy to help people accept the change. A lot of fans were very disappointed when Amy Jo left the show, but they learned to accept me over time. It certainly helped that we didn't look too much alike and that I was from a different country. I'm sure many of you would agree with me here, but when Amy Jo Johnson left the show, I was well and truly devastated, though I do think that Kat did a fantastic job. So as well as a new Pink Ranger, there were many other changes, some big and some small. Balkan Skull gave up their goal of unmasking the Power Rangers and decided to join the Angel Grove Junior Police Patrol under the tutelage of the long-suffering Lieutenant Jerome Stone. Koichi Sakamoto choreographed many of the Balkan Skull sequences, which grew to multi-gag proportions with the addition of Bullock's role as a straight-laced police officer. I would come up with the ideas, Sakamoto recalls, but Paul and Jason were very talented actors and they had many good ideas. So I might show them my thoughts and doing this, and then they would go, what about doing that and that? They always wanted to make things better and funnier. Elsewhere, Ernie's Juice Bar expanded into Ernie's Outdoor Cafe, requiring an addition to the set. Moving up with the times, says art director Stephen Miller. This just gave everyone an extra place to have conversations, but whenever possible, the thought was if it's not broken, don't fix it. So we stuck with the sets we had. We still had to match up with the Japanese footage, so there wasn't too much of a call for changing the sets. When filming on location, the art department would need to bring all the elements necessary to dress the set for the scene. One of the most difficult locations to film in was Vasquez Rocks. Many combat sequences were shot there, and it became the desert of despair the Rangers journeyed through in Season 3. However, working in the area meant a park ranger would be watching the production's every move. Of course, you couldn't do anything that would damage the vegetation, and you couldn't move things around. So we usually brought our own huge rocks, typically for someone to hide behind, or sometimes we had to cover something up or hide some trailers, so we would need foreground and background rocks. The crew had a running joke whenever we had to shoot up there. We're going to Vasquez Rocks, so we better bring some rocks. Another huge change for Season 3 was of course the introduction of a new big bad. Rita and Rito's father, Master Vile, arrives on the scene. He seeks the Zeo Crystal, a relic capable of producing enough energy to destroy a planet. The danger of Master Vile stealing and using it was great, so Zordon orders the Rangers to find it and split it into 5 subcrystals, which their wise mentor sends back in time to different locations. Master Vile becomes so angry that he sends Earth back in time, turning all the planet's inhabitants, including the Power Rangers, into children. Consequently, the team loses their ability to morph. As the season ends, the Power Rangers have lost their abilities and the planet is defenseless. The Season 3 cliffhanger led to a 10-part miniseries that ran in February 1996, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, as it came to be called. And that's where our story leads into a miniseries, which has nothing to do really with Season 3. So that pretty much brings us to the end of this video. If you want to see this story continued in a truth behind video about Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, then be sure to let me know in the comments down below. What did you guys think about Season 3? Did you like Masked Rider? Did you like the change of Kimberly to Kat as the Pink Ranger? And what did you think about Ninja and the ninja powers? Let's discuss this in the comments down below. For me, it's personally one of my favourite seasons. Season 3 gets quite a lot of hate, but personally, and it may be nostalgia playing a part here, I really, really love it. Anyway, like I said, let's talk in the comments down below. That's it from me today, my friends. I hope you all have an awesome day. May the power protect you, and I will see you next time on the 6th Ranger. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. May the power protect you, and I'll see you next time on the 6th Ranger.